guys. Hopefully it's not too dark in here. Heading off, Good Friday. It's 6 o'clock and we're heading up the mountain. We're going to go up to Lithgow, the other side of Lithgow, to Marrangaroo National Park for just a night's stay. I don't have Chloe or Mandy with me this trip. It's just Dane and I, my good friend Dane. We're going to go up, find a nice camp spot and just sit up there, enjoy the Cox's River and a bit of a camp cook-up, and probably come back Saturday Arby sometime. We'll check out a few tracks while we're up there, and yeah, just enjoy the long weekend. I've got 4 days off and all of next week off as well, annual leave, so got a little bit of tinkering with the car still to do and a few jobs around the house, cleaning gutters, etc. So yeah, I'll enjoy this weekend anyway and see a few tracks up there. I love this time of the morning too. There's a real sense of adventure when you get up and you leave at Sparrows Farm. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you watch the clip right through. And we do have a lot more content coming out this year. I did have a bit of a break last year due to COVID and my old laptop, I think I mentioned, but my old laptop was on its way out. And yeah, doing these videos already quite time consuming without a computer that doesn't work properly. So I've got a new laptop now and got a few videos that I'm going to be editing and posting up in the next few weeks, so be sure to hit like and subscribe, and thanks a lot for all the support. Catch you up there. Coming across the top of Mount Bell, absolutely stunning this time of morning. Alright, across there is the sleepy little town of Lithgow. Waking up on a Good Friday. We're going out the other side of those hills that you can see. Alright folks, we are here. We're up in we're up here at Lidsdale in the Marrangaroo National Park. Well, the National Park's a little bit further up, probably a K or so. It goes from being Lidsdale State Forest into the National Park, so obviously you can't have pets once you get in there, and no collecting firewood within New South Wales National Parks either. So I've brought wood with us, but yeah, we're just going to cruise on in. As you can see in the background, there's all these plantation pines. That's how you always know when you're in these state forests, because it's full of the pine trees, which we use at work straight ahead, which we use at work for making a lot of our sleepers and our fence palings, etc. So yeah, they're all out, all through here, hundreds of acres, but we're up here now anyway. Just hit 8 o'clock, we've aired down back there, and we're going to go and find our campsite down near the Cox's River. Hopefully we're up here before every other man and his, well, not dog, but you know what I mean. So let's rip into it. Dane up ahead in the little Jimny. What a glorious day. The weather's just spectacular. It's such a good spot up here too. Everywhere along here there's little side tracks. You could spend a whole weekend just cruising around all the different tracks. There's not a lot of hardcore four-wheel driving in here, but there are a couple of little spots that are quite challenging, so yeah, well worth a visit.
You want to go to that right way?
Yeah, why not? I think Mandy and I came up there one time and it's actually a nice track.
Yeah, so I'll let you go, I'll just reverse.
Righto, I'll just roll back and I'll chuck my hubs in now while we've stopped. Won't take a sec. Yeah, here for instance, I've got Gaia Mapping open We've done a number of these tracks before. I'm pretty sure we came up this one once before in the Little Vitara. From memory, it's another way that takes you down into the park entrance. But I haven't done this track for a long time, so we'll poke our nose down here anyway and see where it goes. All part of the adventure. It's funny too, we've got a bit of a mud hole, a water hole up here. As a kid, we grew up, Dad had a beautiful old BJ 42 Land Cruiser short wheelbase, 81 or 83 model, absolutely mint. And we used to love it as kids when we'd pull up on a track somewhere and he'd say, oh, you better get out and lock the hubs in. It gave you a real sense of adventure, and that is one thing I like with the Navara. It's got the front hubs you got to lock in. A lot of people prefer to just, you know, do on the move, fly on the move, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it just gives you a real sense of adventure getting out and locking the hubs in, because you know that track's going to be taking you somewhere almost mysterious. So yeah, a bit of a sentimental thing, but I love it. So do it while we air down and then it's no drama. So we just pulled up here. This is still the state forest, so we are allowed to collect a bit of firewood, and there's a heap here. It's a bit termitey, but should be okay. So we'll throw some on the back of the ute and we'll take that down in with us. I do have timber in the box on the back, but I don't have a lot, and they're all short sections of hardwood that I brought home from the big bin at work. So we'll grab a few bits anyway, and yeah, at least we've got our fire there. There's actually quite a bit of timber here, eh? As I said, this is still state forest in here, so we can collect this without any issues. Nice little track down, and this loops back around to the main road. A little bit of a rutted section here, which we want to avoid going down into, but yeah, we've only been up here for 20 minutes and you feel so much more relaxed, and not talking it up, but we literally feel like I've had a day off work already. Just the smell, all these beautiful... Yeah, it's awesome. All these beautiful little eucalypts and big gums. It's just spectacular countryside. Dane's liking this little bit of the track too. A couple of little rutted sections, so I'll nose down and see what it's like at the bottom here. I've locked the hubs in. I'm just down below, so I don't have to ride the brakes too much. Actually a good little track, this one. That was a good fun little track, that. I like these little sort of surprise paths. Haven't been down this one before. It's not the track we thought, so. A little bit of a creek out here. Some poor buggers. Oh, looks like a Hilux dual cab in the bush. Looks like someone's pride and joy mongrels have decided to joyride and burn out. Oh, there's some absolute lowlifes in this world. It's either a Hilux or a D-Max. Actually, yeah, the front looks like a D-Max, but anyway. I've got this little climb section going up, so I'll wait. It's always good if you've got a bit of the track that's a little bit, you know, that you don't know that well. Just leave a safe bit of distance between the two in case the car in front has to come back down or gets into a bit of trouble. You don't want to be right up their backside. So normally we just radio through once we're at the top or the bottom, and then the next car can come through. Just let me know when you're at the top, Dane. And you can see there, this track, that's where we are. That'll lead back up to this purple line, which is a saved...
Yeah, come on.
That's a saved track that'll take us down to our campsite, so heading along that way. All right, I got the go ahead, let's go. Now this footage might be a little bit shaky because I'm doing this one-handed, but we'll see how we go anyway. Not super steep climb, but steepish. Then once we get up the top here, we'll go right and follow that purple line down into our favoured camp spot. Another little spot there, it wouldn't be a bad campsite. Oh yeah, this one's a little bit rutted, so I might just pop the camera down for this one. Yeah, that was a good little bit of track there. I took the right-hand line. Obviously this is a leaf-sprung rear and IFS front, so it doesn't have quite the flex that Dane's coil-sprung little Jimny does. Obviously he can go the left line and purposely pick out those ruts, but wherever I can avoid them getting tangled up and having a winch or whatever, it's, you know, we're still going to get to the same campsite, so I don't have to prove anything to myself or anyone else that I can do the ridiculously hard tracks. I just want to get to camping and enjoy the company and the bush up here. So yeah, just take it easy, pick a good line and away you go. The old Navara is pretty capable as it is stock standard, so we'll keep cruising on through. I tucked the little side mirror in there because there was a couple of trees back there right on the edge of the road. I didn't want to clip my mirror, so if you've got fold-in mirrors, it's always a good little tip to tuck them in manually or electrically, whatever, but at least you've got that little bit of clearance then. Just stunning through here, look at that. Clean gums. Look at them, looks like someone's come through and washed them overnight. Just beautiful. This is a good little track. This one, we did this one with Ant. Turn that down for a sec. We did this with my friend Anton when I first bought the Navara, and Dane, we came out that in that other video you may have seen. The road goes up to the top here, and then on the other side of these trees is a nice little, not super steep, but nice little fun technical track going down, and the Cox's River is on the other side, basically at the base of that mountain. You can see right up on the top there in the distance. So crawl down here, we'll go up the other side, and won't be far off the campsite. Haven't seen too many cars up here yet, which is good. Hopefully not all the good spots have been taken already. We're just saying too, maybe because of COVID and not a lot of people that could have come out over the last sort of 12 months, 18 months, but it's funny how much all this shrubbery has even started to encroach onto the track. None of this was really here before. It used to be a fair way off the track, but it seems to be getting further and further in now. These are all logging roads, not these ones obviously, but all the main graded roads in here they do still use for logging, so they always stay fairly clear. But a lot of these little side tracks, yeah, just look like they've certainly done some growing through the COVID period and all the rain. Good fun little bumpy bit there. Any of these low spots too, you always be prepared for a bit of water sitting, because Lithgow does get quite a decent bit of rainfall on average through the year. So any spots like this at the bottom of a gully or the bottom of a hill, you'll always get these little, I don't know if you call them bog holes or not, they're just a hole that obviously is filled up with water. But the problem is you don't really know how deep they are, so I always try and go around them if I can. No sense in water all up in your car and under your car, so this track I can go around, which we'll do. But yeah, you got to be super careful. I've seen some puddles like that. I've seen some puddles like that on the Blackfellows hand trail that weren't even that big, and they've swallowed cars down to the top of the doors, so got to be super careful. This is a good fun little climb up here, little scrabbly shaly bit, but won't take much for the Jimny. Again, I'll just wait here and give him a bit of room in case. So capable, those little Jimnys. They've got the electronic traction control, or whatever Suzuki calls it now, all grip or something, but they're off the showroom floor. They're such a capable little rig. That one of Dane's, he's done a good suspension kit through it. I think he did a 40 or 50 mil lift kit and got it set up really good, but plenty of flex and super light, so any trouble you get into you can get back out of pretty easily. Yeah, great little car. All right, now this track I don't have to wait till he's right to the top of, because there's plenty of clearing, so he would be able to get back out of the way or roll back down. So I'll just idle my way up. I'm in low 4 or 4 low, and pretty much just idling at the moment. I don't have my foot on the accelerator, it's just the torque of the engine idling my way up. It is the standard gearing as well. I don't have reduction gears or anything like that, so it's just the low range. Idle my way up, and if I need to give it a bit of acceleration wherever, then yeah, just give it a little bit. But I found if you can do as much of this sort of slow work as you can, as opposed to the flat out, looks great on camera, mud flinging everywhere and rocks hurling around, by doing this sort of driving, you're preventing damage to the tracks, therefore keeping them open for everyone for longer, and you're not damaging your vehicle either. So keeps the tracks open, keeps your vehicle in a state where you can come back out next weekend and not spend all Sunday repairing broken CVs and stuff. So like here, this centre bit, obviously with a bit of flex, if I had an 80 series or something, you could walk up the middle there no problem, but leaf sprung and IFS, as I said before, limited amount of flex, stock standard, so I'll just take this right line, or even go the left line and stay over that side further, so the back right's not dipping down into this big sort of step or hole. But I'll just idle up around the right and get up to the top here, and then we'll keep going down the other side. Again, this camera's handheld, so sorry if the footage is a bit shaky, folks, but at least you can see where we're going. Again, I've just tucked that mirror into that little pine tree there on the edge of the track. Was a little bit close for my liking, so flick the mirror in. I am accelerating a fraction here above idle, just so that I keep my momentum up, because you don't want to sort of stall on hills. Then you've got to try and do a hill start, which a lot of people aren't confident doing in a manual. But yeah, we'll just cruise up slowly, cut back across to the left here, and we're up and out. A little bit of acceleration now. Same thing here. I might go the left one this side, because it's not real rutted, so we'll go the left track. So like here, I've just pulled up. We're still on a bit of an incline. I've pulled up. Now obviously you can either use your handbrake, tether your handbrake on and off as you take off. Otherwise, if your car has got a bit of torque, I've got my foot on the brake. You can let your clutch out to the point where the engine starts to idle down a little bit, and then as that does take up, you can let your brake off, and that'll sort of start you off, so you're not doing that jerky jump start. So there goes the motor. So brake off, a little bit of accelerator, and you pull away nice and smooth. So again, no damage to your vehicle or the track. What a spectacular day. Like this weather, after all the rain we've had, look at that out there, beautiful blue sky, not a cloud. Hopefully it's like this today and tomorrow. We're going to head back tomorrow, probably lunch or a bit after lunchtime anyway, try and beat a bit of the traffic maybe, but just spectacular. Couldn't have picked a better day for it, especially after all the flooding that we've had in the Hawkesbury. I love rain, but starting to get a little bit happy to see the end of it, to be honest. Again, little water hole there because it's in a low spot, but nothing dramatic. A nice little slow climb up the other side here. I don't know if that footage will be real good straight into the sun there, folks. Sorry about that, but I might just cut it there. So this bit of track, last time we were out here, Dane, Anton and I, we actually came up this track, and it doesn't look too bad. It's not ridiculously overly washed out with all the rain we've had, but a couple of little spots that I'll have to be a little bit careful of. Obviously I don't have a hell of a lot of clearance under the car, but looks like I should have enough. Dane's down, no dramas. Yeah, it's mainly just these sort of bigger rocks. I don't want to hit you know, drive line or anything on there, or sump. So that big bugger up there with the brown top on it, so I might I'll hang over to the left side here. I'll keep the driver's side wheels where that tuft of grass and stuff is. I'll pretty much keep basically my right line all the way down the centre line there, and my left tyre's over as far as I can go without obviously going off the side edge. And then down through here will be no drama.
Yeah, just keep following that pretty much. That's a stump. I'll bring you down past it.
Track that. I like your head hand.
Yeah, worked out well.
That was a good little bit of track, that. Dane spotting me down through the guts of it, so that we didn't catch our sump on anything. And then this part here, we're gonna obviously continue down here. We'll take that side track, because this one here is it's like monster truck worthy. Well, true, Dane did do it. Took him about 20 minutes to get down, but there's a couple of big ruts down here. Yeah, you wouldn't want to slip into that rut.
There's heaps of people going around the side anyway.
That's the problem, is it's that, like you're battling to stand up on it. It's that real scrabbly stuff.
Well, the easiest way to do it is you literally just come straight in. Like that. Yeah, with 2 wheels on that.
Alright, with a big 80 with heaps of bloody clearance and flex.
Where the 2 wheels are right next to each other. Sure.
Let's continue. What I love up here too at Lithgow, it's almost like a mini Victorian high country without going all the way to Victoria. There's a lot of these spots up around Lithgow, like you look out there and you've got all the mountain tops, all the gums, all this loose scrabbly shale. It's yeah, real Victorian high country feel, which I do want to get down to one day. It's on my bucket list, but in the meantime I guess I'll live my dream by coming up here. Cracker of a spot. All the pretty little flowers out there. It's like a sea of yellow. That track, that's where we stopped, I think, with Anton one day when we're up here. And then, let me just look. Yeah, if we go left there, it takes you down to the main track that we did once before, and it leads you down to that camp spot that you and I stayed at last time. So I don't know if you want to go down there and have a look first.
Yeah, we'll go back to the one that we were at last time.
Yeah, if we go down there and then follow to the right, it looks like that was a track that I recorded once before.
That's the way then.
This is what I love too. A lot of the tracks up here, you're looking at the treetops, and then you crib over and it's sort of a steepish climb down. This track should lead us down to where we camped last time, Dane and I, right on the river. So hopefully if that spot's not gone yet, and we can grab that. Otherwise, yeah, there's plenty of places in here. May not necessarily get right on the riverfront, but because it's only the two of us and the two cars, we can pretty much pull up anywhere we like. It's not like we've got a convoy of 10 vehicles that have all got to try and cram in on top of each other. So yeah, we'll cruise down here anyway and see what we can find. Another track going off and up that way. They're all through here, eh? It's such a good spot to come if you want to just do a day drive, or if you're new to four-wheel driving, it's really good. Back onto a graded road. There was a spot that used to be up here on the left as well. You head off the track and it sort of takes you up onto the side of the hill. Wouldn't be a bad little spot too. Nice and quiet away from everyone. Oh, there's already a car up there. Looks like a Hilux. Oh crikey, there's a few camping up there this time. Looks like a camper trailer and rooftop tent set up. I might be there for a few days by the look of it. Certainly some campers down here this time. We were just discussing with regards to the National Park's booking system too. Like that, if you do the right thing and book, and then they say the park's full, you'd really hope that everyone else that's in here has done the right thing and booked as well. Otherwise you effectively miss out on...
They always have signs up at these river crossings.
Camping when you've paid for it and other people haven't paid, which is a bit unfair. They used to have signs up originally, but they might have amended them since all the rain, maybe.
Yeah, it says 4 drives only, and then river levels may rise. I've never seen that either.
I know their website the other day did have warning alerts come up. I thought they were going to say the park was shut, but it just said, yeah, due to recent weather, you've got to make sure you've got a 4-wheel drive and rivers can rise, blah, blah, blah. That is the only thing we'll just have to be a bit cautious of though, because obviously I don't have a snorkel and I don't want to go getting water in my guts.
This one doesn't look too deep. I'll go through first if you want.
Yeah, might pay to be safe. It's more that long crossing, because that can get really deep when it's rained heavily, but hopefully a lot of it's passed by now.
Yeah, I don't think we have to cross that again.